This video I'm going to show you the Streamer app. The Streamer app is a little application we made. It is a very low delay way to send high quality H.264 streams into the server and then into this room. It has to connect to the room, so as in the previous video we have seen, from the room I've copied this token for this stream, so this is going to be the ACAM feed. And I have two Blackmagic cards connected to this machine. The streamer can use Blackmagic or AJ SDI sources or HDMI on them. And then it can use NDI from like a QTake or anything else on the network. It's auto-recognizing. So I'm going to start the streamer. It's opening empty. I don't have any streams in it yet, so I'm just going to click New Stream. I'm going to name it ACAM feed. And it created a feed for me, which is currently empty. There is nothing coming into it. And it's also offline. It's not feeding into the network. So I'm going to go into the settings. And these are the settings you have to set up to make the screen working. The server is not really important for a lot of users. You all gonna, or almost all gonna, use online. That's this for us. And on-site was for very secure connections. It was, we had a very high-end production who said they want to use several devices in the network and several Android and PC computers, but they don't want it to leave the building. They don't want the server to be on the cloud. So we deployed the server on the same machine that was running the streamer and the QTake. And then it was the server for itself, and it was a self-sustained streaming system. And in another case, we did this for a job where they were in the woods for like 4 months or 3 months, and they didn't have any cellular network, but they wanted to use Android devices. So they used a server again on the Mac Pro that was running the video recorder and the streaming. So the streaming was streaming into the on-site server, and the on-site server was serving the clients. But I'm going to leave it online now because I'm going to go into the cloud. I'm going to leave the region automatic, but you can manually select European or West Coast US if you think there is a problem with the automatic selection. Now the stream key is what I copied from the room, and I just put it in here. And I'm going to put this on a 4 megabyte stream. You can set the video bitrate. It's a fixed bitrate, fixed maximum bitrate stream. You can have audio bitrate settings too. You can use VP8, but we don't recommend it. So the recommended video codec is H.264. And you can use software or hardware encoding on Macs. It still says experimental, but we have been using it for months with 4 or 5 machines, and it works fine. On 2007 MacBook Pro is easily encoding 4 HD streams. This I'm currently using is the smallest, cheapest MacBook Air M1, the new one. You can set the resolution here. This is now a 720 resolution, which is normally what we would recommend. You can go easily to 1080. But then you probably want to have a higher bitrate. 3 to 4 megabytes is good to 720. We sometimes use 2 or 1.5 for witness cams. When you go 1080, you want to go 5 or 6. And you can select the frame rate. The frame rate does not have to be the incoming frame rate at all. The streamer software can re-encode, but it's not full frame blending, so it's going to just drop frames if you're not selecting the correct one. This toggle here means that it's automatically starting the stream after the startup of the application. So you can have a computer make the application itself auto start here, and then it's going to start all the streams that are into it, and it's completely fire and forget from then on. So sources. NDI would be if I would be streaming from a QTake or another video recorder, either on this computer or a different computer. NDI is not available for my M1 MacBook Air currently, but we have been using it on Mac Pros and MacBooks that are Intel. So 99% of current MacBooks is okay here. If there would be an NDI on the network, I would be able to just automatically select it from here. It's auto sensing. Same for AJ. I don't have an AJ card installed, but I have the AJ driver installed, so I can select it. Again, AJ doesn't make a driver for M1. You can mix these sources, so you can have one stream in the same streamer. You can have one use AJ, one use Blackmagic. We do that a lot. With the AJ IO 4K, you can have 4 inputs, and you can have them on different resolutions or different frame rates. But I do have 2 Blackmagic cards, so they show up here. So I can select, for example, the Ultra Studio. Unfortunately, Blackmagic doesn't support auto detect, so I have to manually select, and I think it was P24. Click apply, and I have a nice camera coming in here. This is a feed from a Pix, recorded from Alexa. You can see there is an audio level here. If I click monitor, I now hear the feed from the audio, so embedded audio works. Actually, analog audio, if selected in the AJ control panel, also works. If I have several streams and I don't want them all to go to the server, I can just mute them. For example, I can mute a GoPro or a witness cam that has a mic, which is normally not needed. So I'm going to click start stream. It says live, and I already have it here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it has audio. And that gives me a little chance to show you something that I haven't shown before. I'm going to take these guys off. And I have a little button here, which I can mute the stream with. And it's important to understand that this is a client only. So if I mute it here, it's only muted for my client, for this computer. If I mute it here, it's muted for everybody. It's muted for the server. So let's create another stream. I'm going to call this Baycam feed. I'm going into settings, leave all of that behind or unchanged. I'm going to go into Baycam feed, generate a token, copy that into. I'll leave this on 3 megabytes now, and I'm going to select my other Blackmagic card. And this is coming in also. Now notice that this one is green because it's live. Baycam is offline yet, so I'm going to start that too. And there it goes. Again, I can mute it. So I would be able to start a third stream if I have a third source and put all of them into this room. But again, I can have a second computer and start a streamer on that and use that as a Baycam feed.